Good morning, class. My name is Donalda Desir. I'm a French major, French minor. I'm from Naples, Florida. I am Haitian, and I will be presenting on Haitian Creole, language that's mainly spoken in Haiti. So the Haitian Creole language um, is mainly spoken in Haiti. The Union fait la force translates to unity is strength, the words that are written on the Haitian flag. Haiti is the first country to gain its independence on their own successfully. The language developed in the fields of mixed African and native speakers, a language that 10 to 12 million people speak. I will be discussing the future of the Haitian Creole language and how it has developed, because before it wasn't really taught in the US, but as of today, I found many research that shows that there are many universities in Florida, in New York, and other places in the US that considers a Haitian Creole as a minor or like a degree that you can gain. Haitian Creole is a Creole language that is based mainly on the 18th century. French is broken into different languages like Portuguese, Spanish, English, West African, and Taino, which is a Native American language. Creole was a term that was once used as a person raised in one's house, mainly told to servants and people who were considered poor, slaves. French is one of the main official languages in Haiti, and it's Haiti's mainly French based. And I'll speak a little bit about that in here. French versus versus Haitian Creole in education. French is taught in private schools, which explains why French is considered as so highly, because when you're able to afford to go to private school in Haiti, it means a lot. It shows a lot. And Creole is taught in public schools. But what I found surprising is that how 95% of Haiti speak Haitian Creole, and only 5%, which changed a little bit today, is 8 to 10%, speaks French as well as Haitian Creole. And as job-wise, like French is a language that is spoken in ceremonies, graduation, church. If you're going into like really big businesses or just occupation, French is the main language that is spoken. Just because the Haitian Creole language is still slowly developing and still not being recognized as like official like main language that it deserves. Which ties into the future of Haitian Creole. Like my slide says, the education in just Haitian Creole isn't the main language that is taught to students to learn. It's not the main foundation. French is, and that's just because of how much French is used in Haiti. It's the main dominant language, and it's just making it the new superior language and study, while Creole will just eventually become the unknown language to focus on. It just ties into like how English today. English is a very superior language that is mainly spoken, and it's like the barriers, the bridge to communicate with all languages, all cultures all around the world. And that's how French is for the Haitian community. And it makes sense why French is the main language, one of the main languages, because many other countries speak French. So if someone wanted to just fly out, or they end up receiving a job opportunity elsewhere, it makes sense that French is the language that is taught, so then they will be able to communicate and have that barrier to communicate with other people around the world. So I understand why French is implied in the education system, but what needs to, what I think should be more effective is Creole as well in private schools, just so that, because 95% of Haiti population is Haitian Creole, so why only focus on French in the school systems? And then as for employment, French is becoming a superior language. Jobs, you are more likely to get a job if you're bilingual in English, because English in Haiti is taught in universities, and now it's starting to be taught in those private schools that I mentioned earlier, along with French, just so then those people can get the chance to benefit of receiving a job if they were to ever migrate to the United States, like many Haitians have. In Haiti, you will most likely get a job if you speak English and French over like French and Creole, just because English is, you know, another superior language along with French that is developing today as like, yeah, that's developing today as a language. As for the policy of the language, Haitian Creole is what is like a tongue that wasn't accepted. Their ancestors didn't accept as an official native language until like 1961, and still, like, even with the opportunity of actually fighting to actually become a language, it's still not viewed as, it's still not weighed as heavily as French. It's still struggling. It's still working very hard to become an official language. And Haitian Creole, it's like amazing. Like, it's very unique, the fact that 90% of its vocabulary is French, and then the rest is like influenced by West African, Portuguese, Spanish, and some English. French and Haitian Creole has its similarities. They pronounce many things alike, but it's still very different. And I also want to talk about how the different regions in Haiti, how they interpret just the Haitian Creole. Like, translation is it could be different just based on the city you grew up in. So, for example, take the capital of Haiti, which is Port-au-Prince, and you take a small city, which is Cap or Cap Haitian, and you say water. Water could be translated into different things, pronounced different ways. Some people say it with a D, some people say it with a G, glow. Like, it just depends on where you're from. So translation is everything, and it can be interpreted very differently depending on the region, which I have on my first bullet point, which just means discovery between the Haitian community in general. Like, they, yeah, but kind of lost my train of thought, sorry. But and I'm pretty sure I spoke really fast, and I apologize. But overall, Haitian Creole is a language that's still developing. It's still trying to gain its worth that it deserves. As for the future, like I mentioned, Haitian Creole, there has some benefits and some effects and some, disadvantages, but French will eventually take over because it's still its dominant language, and it's only taught in public schools, and many people work hard to get into the private schools. So Haitian Creole is a language that's still developing, is still struggling to stop being called like broken French, as it's viewed, just because French has its similarities as French. But that's something that I don't think will ever change about the language. It will forever be viewed as a broken French language, which isn't really fair, since the ancestors worked really hard for Haitian Creole to become a language, since they fought so hard to gain their independence and to form their unity. But like I said, translation helps individuals discover what others need and how we can communicate. So if French is the way they need to communicate and to translate, then they need to continue to let Haiti stand, and to also let the Haitian Creole language stand. Haitian Creole language is a war zone, and it will forever be a war zone until it's recognized as its unique language, developed by the fields of the mixed African and native speakers. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Bye.
Thank you, Donalda. So a couple of questions that came to mind as you were making your presentation.
Okay.
In one sense, then, Haitian Creole is not given the distinction of being a language. It's considered to be a dialect that perhaps needs to be stamped out if the money is being placed on the learning of French as the dominant language within the country. Do you ever see a day when Haitian Creole might be stamped out? Is it an endangered dialect?
I feel like just as of today itself, like Haitian Creole is already becoming endangered, because when I go to Haiti and I visit my dad, like my cousins, they just speak French to me, and like I could speak it, but I'm not like as fluent as them. And I'll just try to go back to speaking Haitian Creole, and they'll just look at me and laugh and just be like, "No, we speak French." But it's just like, no, like our official language is Haitian Creole first, then it's French. So I feel like Haitian Creole language is already endangered right now. And
sure.
Yeah.
Well, especially if a generation is speaking French in preference to Haitian Creole. And
right.
That's a generation of Haitians, right? So we know that both English and French were world colonial languages. The English and the French did a great deal of empire building, and they spread their languages all over the place, which means, in a sense, English and French, which are hard currency languages, in that they can be spoken anywhere, those two languages are themselves in competition. So when I was living in Tunisia, North Africa, which was another French protectorate for 75 years, in Tunisia, they taught French in the elementary schools all the way up to the high schools. But while I was there in the mid-90s, they began transitioning. And they began training a lot of English teachers who would eventually be placed in the elementary schools to begin teaching English to elementary school children, alongside French, alongside Arabic. But it caused the French some degree of upset, because they felt that English was encroaching upon the French within the area, and therefore would eventually encroach upon relationships between Tunisia and France. Is there something similar happening perhaps in Haiti, where English is becoming the dominant preferred language, and has the and the French itself is in competition with English?
Yeah, I believe it's starting to, just because, you know, English is viewed as the superior language now. And that kind of brings me back to my trip with my multiple visits to Haiti. And like, there are times where they will only speak English to you, just to speak English. And I just feel like that, like, it's surprising to see like how much like language is changing. Like, it went from just speaking, you know, French, to then the Haitian Creole, to now to like, if you go to Haiti, especially Port-au-Prince, you'll find people who speak fluent English. It's like surprising, because, you know, like, you would expect just French or Haitian Creole. Like, you would find, like, you know, the tourist side English, of course, but it's just like, it's not only in Port-au-Prince, it's like everywhere that are like really starting to speak English. Just even like my uncle, who's like about like 50, he speaks really good English, and I was surprised. But he told me that like English is a language that are now being taught in like universities in Haiti and high school, just just because of its value.
Certainly. And I've shared my camera with you because I wanted to show you something.
Okay.
This picture on my wall is of a Haitian marketplace. And I picked up a postcard while I was there because it looked just like the painting. And you can see the postcard. The people that you see in this picture, are they more likely to speak Haitian Creole, French, or English?
Okay.
So in your understanding, or in your experience, are the persons depicted in this picture more likely to speak French Creole, or Haitian Creole, French, or English?
Probably Haitian Creole.
If that's the case, Haitian Creole remains the language of the people. So will these persons, if they don't know French or don't know English, ever achieve economic success or stability, as we understand it here in the United States?
No, they'll continue to struggle, just because in order to succeed, you need to have French and English background, or just under your belt. So they will continue to struggle and continue to just
now what about their children?
Well, the children, I think they could have a chance to like break that stereotype of their family being viewed as just Haitian Creole speakers. I feel like they could have the opportunity, because they have friends. So even if they go to a public school where they only speak Haitian Creole, their friends can teach them French, and children learn really fast and pick up at it. So I feel like they can still have a opportunity to not struggle. They could learn French and adapt and grow.
Sure, but succeeding generations will have to know French or have to know English in order to succeed, which means that French and English as colonial languages still present a significant barrier to the thriving of the local population.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, why bring back Haitian Creole? Why not just let it die?
But I feel like it goes back to the ancestors. Like Haitian Creole was a language that was spoken in order to the point where they got their independence because of that language. So why eliminate a language that was spoken to make history and become an official country? Like I don't think Haitian Creole should just be disappeared. I feel like Haitian Creole should be viewed as highly as it deserves, and become hopefully one of the, I know it won't stand as high as like French, English, even like Spanish, but I feel like it should be up there as well.
So Haitian Creole was the language that broke the back of colonialism in the Caribbean. Haiti was the very first country to receive or achieve independence in 1804. And the language has that kind of power. But you're saying that in order to succeed, the language should continue to have that kind of power. It should be brought back. It should be established as a language that deserves the same respect as, say, English or French, even though it can only be used generally among Haitians, either in Haiti or within the Haitian diaspora.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good enough reason to preserve the language. Congratulations on your presentation, and good luck in your mission to preserve the language of your homeland.
Thank you.